Tony had been juggling feelings of anxiety and depression since the incident at Rupert's bar. He forgave himself for being made a fool by a female. Just like the biblical character Samson, Tony's weakness had always been women. Perhaps if he learned to keep his transient desires in check, he would not have to deal with all of the accompanying nonsense. Julian had been by to check on him earlier in the week, but hadn't heard from him since. Thursdays have always been Rupert's bar's busier nights. Tony thought it a good idea to invite Julian for drinks. Julian was sitting at his desk, pondering the potential consequences of those two employees' arrest. Anxiety was increasingly becoming the spirit of the times. Julian was distracted by the ringing of his cell phone. Tony was on the line and had called to present the idea of attending Rupert's bar. Julian was eager to oblige. Julian stared at the wall clock as if trying to remember something. Closing his laptop, he collected his keys and left the office. The time was 6:30 p.m. when Julian arrived at Rupert's. Upon seeing Tony, they performed the customary platitudes and ritual engagements of old friends. It was evident to Julian that Tony had something on his mind. They both did. It has always been said that misery loves company. Rupert's served as the medium through which these two men could share each other's pain. The libations served as healing potions. The pretzels replaced the breaking of bread. Meanwhile, John and Derek sat inside a jail cell that reeked of stale urine. Derek busied himself with push-ups and sit-ups. John occupied his mind with verses from the Bible. The Bible was missing all of the books of the Old Testament, leaving only the books of Matthew through Revelations. John was becoming obsessed with the thoughts of Julian. The insane jealousy that John held for Julian manifested itself in John's erratic behavior. He was easily agitated by the most subtle of stimuli. He was going to find a way to make things difficult for Julian. First, he had to get out of jail.